It gets talked about a lot amongst us DC fans, but a Batman Beyond live-action movie could be so good. But yet, almost 25 years after its animated debut, we are still no closer to getting a movie. It seems like such an obvious choice for us fans, and would almost be guaranteed to make an absolute killing if handled correctly. So why are the studios not going for it? Well, they might be soon. Now, I could spend an entire day talking about how good Batman Beyond is, and why it may even need a sequel animated series. But to be honest, bringing Terry McGinnis to life in a live action movie right now makes so much sense. And I'm going to tell you why.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Fear. I'm vengeance.
Now, I have to point it out, believe it or not, that this was actually a topic for one of my very first videos ever on this channel. And even though it was super relevant back then, it's even more relevant now, so I felt like now was a good time to circle back to it. So here we go. In 1989, Michael Keaton was cast to play the Caped Crusader. He starred as Batman for 2 movies, and even now, over 30 years later, many still consider him to be the best Batman ever. I can't personally say that I agree with that, but he certainly was fantastic for the time. In fact, it just so happens that Keaton is going to be returning to the role in 2023's The Flash movie. Keaton's return to the DC world signals new things for the whole DC universe. Reintroducing Bruce Wayne at an older age within the canonical DC universe means that there is a chance that the in-world Terry McGinnis is also now about the right age to be introduced as a new character, one we've not yet seen in live action: Batman Beyond. The original show remains a cult favourite. It expanded on the Batman mythos in ways we never thought was possible. It added new villains and a fresh new look at Bruce Wayne, an old and vulnerable Bruce Wayne that we see through the eyes of a younger Batman. Not only would this give the audience something new from Batman, but we'll also get new villains that we haven't seen before, rather than just new takes on familiar villains. Now, let's go back to Keaton for a second. Despite having a poor end to the original run of Batman films, the ones that starred Keaton and were directed by Tim Burton were received well and are still loved today. Of course, Batman Returns wasn't without its controversy, but overall it still seems to be looked upon pretty favourable in the Batman movies world. Not only that, but these 2 movies spawned the absolutely legendary Batman the Animated Series, a show that produced an entire world and style of future animated shows and films. Perhaps bringing Keaton and Burton back for a live-action Beyond movie makes perfect sense. We've already established that Keaton is of the right age and is clearly willing to take on the character again. Surely playing an older mentor version of Bruce Wayne would make far more sense for the 70-year-old actor than just playing Batman. And while 63-year-old Burton is still making movies, they seem to be far less frequent these days, with there not being much in the last 4 to 5 years. Plus the 2 were of course supposed to be working on a potential Beetlejuice sequel, so they are still in contact at least. Now, while the Batman Beyond TV series was a huge success in its own right, it was also featured in the very successful Justice League Unlimited TV series, connecting the future Batman to the future Justice League. Across Batman's interactions with the Justice League, both in Batman Beyond and Unlimited, we see a new league comprised of new and old characters. This futuristic Justice League could tie in perfectly to a wider DCEU, showing potential futures and even parallel worlds. This could also be essentially a second chance for DC's cinematic universe. It's no secret that it's been an absolute mess up until now. Multiple films that are not connected, soft reboots, multiple different versions of the same characters, it's just not good. Despite some of those individual movies being pretty good, overall it needs a restart. One which we are of course getting under James Gunn. However, even after all the announcements of the new movies, Batman Beyond is still nowhere to be seen. While this could be a perfect opportunity to do the opposite to Marvel, we could potentially start in the future, show us Batman Beyond, show us a futuristic Justice League, build a universe there, and then when we have a familiarity with these characters and the universe that they are in, we could have prequels. Give us an origin story for this universe's Superman, Batman, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, and so on. It would be a very different and fresh option, one that wouldn't just be copying Marvel, and one that they wouldn't have to rush to try and compete with Marvel. It makes so much sense to me at least. Now, don't get me wrong, I know the time to compete with Marvel is long gone. They missed that opportunity. But now it feels like the MCU is sort of on the way down. Movies aren't making anywhere near as much money as they were, and they aren't even being received as well. So maybe now is the time for DC to take over. And to do so, they have to try something new. Now, the world building required to release a Batman Beyond movie would be pretty immense, to say the least. Not only would it have to be set in a futuristic Gotham, but there would have to be new car designs, new fashion style, and even new language and slang in a similar manner to the TV series. The creation of this whole new world would be incredible to watch and to immerse oneself in for the runtime of a movie. To see how technology has improved and how Batman fights crime in this new world would be amazing. Finally, let's face it, there's only so much you can do with the original Batman character. Now, don't get me wrong, if they were to reboot Batman 20 times over the next 20 years, I'm gonna watch every single one, and I'm sure there would be a slightly different twist on every version. But at the end of the day, Batman is this dark, brooding character that turns the pain of losing his parents into a driving force for justice in Gotham. However, we have seen it countless times, and we are inevitably going to see it again with the introduction of James Gunn's DC Universe. A Batman Beyond movie, on the other hand, would give fans of Batman and casual cinema goers alike a new and intriguing Batman story to follow, complete with an old Bruce Wayne and a new Batman in Terry McGinnis. Lastly, I need to mention the costume. I'm not 100% sure how it would work in real life, in live action, how the mouth and the black all kind of make sense in terms of costume and armor and how it really works, but I'm super intrigued and curious to see how it would be done. Maybe that's something that's holding them back. Then again, have you seen some Batman Beyond cosplays and even some live action renders? Check these out. They look awesome and absolutely give me hope. Anyway, if DC need any help running this project, I'm throwing my name into the hat. If you fancy it, give me a call. My number is 079. Alright, that's it from me today, my friends. What would you like to see from a Batman Beyond movie? Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. With Keaton being of the right age and currently in cinemas soon as Batman/Bruce Wayne, it makes so much sense. It has to happen right now. Don't wait 10 years till Michael Keaton's retired from acting. He's in his 80s. It just doesn't work. Now is the time, Warner Brothers. We all want it. You should want it. You like money, right? It would make money. Let's get onto it. Guys, let's start some kind of movement here. Hashtag Batman Beyond movie. That'll do. Put that in the comments down below. Tweet it. Put it on Instagram. Tag Warner Brothers. Tag James Gunn, tag anybody that's involved with making DC movies. We have to get this made. Alright, that's it from me today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and return to the Batcave for more Bat content.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman. Fear and vengeance.